Climate change is undoubtedly one of the most serious crises facing human civilization in the 21st century. There are various factors which have contributed to the severity of this global crisis, such as the advent of industrialization, advances in modern technology, the accelerated pace of consumerism, and an unprecedented explosion in the human population rate. Every one of those factors can be attributed to a single cause, however, and that is human activity. The commercialization of even traditional activities such as agriculture and farming has resulted in them becoming significant polluters. As a matter of fact, livestock has emerged as one of the planet's biggest polluters in contemporary times. By the way, if this discussion has awakened your curiosity, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel for an endless source of inspiration and intrigue. The impact on livestock on climate change is undeniable. Of course, this is a relatively recent development in terms of the planet's and even humanity's history. Farming has been an integral aspect of human society for thousands upon thousands of years, and it is only because of unprecedented population growth, rapid urbanization, and rising incomes that the demand for livestock products has been driven to unsustainable and damaging levels. Livestock contributes directly and indirectly to pollution via feed production, deforestation, manure storage, land usage, fossil fuels, and fertilizers and pesticides. Animal agriculture releases several potent and dangerous greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, the most significant of which are methane and nitrous oxide. Methane is a greenhouse gas that is produced by fermentation in manure, and its effect on global warming is a shocking 28 times higher than that of carbon dioxide. What's more, livestock contributes to around 35 to 40% of global methane emissions. Nitrous oxide is produced via the storage of manure as well as the use of fertilizers, and this molecule has a global warming potential that is 265 times more powerful than that of carbon dioxide. Methane is another byproduct of animal agriculture and is the second most abundant greenhouse gas in the atmosphere after carbon dioxide. Moreover, methane traps around 3 times more heat than carbon dioxide. The beef and dairy cattle industry have long been one of the main contributors to methane levels, and this is because ruminants such as cows generate this greenhouse gas through their digestion and their waste. Current intensive farming practices result in methane being released into the atmosphere in concentrated areas and in relatively little amounts of time. Vast amounts of natural resources are consumed by the livestock sector, even though these are finite sources that will eventually be completely expended. Burning these fossil fuels also contributes to carbon dioxide emissions, especially when it comes to their impact on soil-related issues. Farming practices seriously compromise the integrity and quality of the soil. Decomposing plant residues, soil mineralization, synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, as well as the use of fossil fuels, all result in massive amounts of carbon dioxide being released into the atmosphere. Compared to the grazing behaviors that livestock animals would engage in naturally, intensive livestock production requires huge quantities of harvested feed. Attempts to keep up with the rising demand has led to the overproduction of feed, a practice which itself has considerable negative repercussions for the environment. Inevitably, the more livestock products that are consumed, the more land that is going to be used for producing their feed. Moreover, the conversion of forests into agricultural land, livestock ranches, and pastures is one of the leading causes of deforestation. Forests are important carbon dioxide sinks which absorb harmful emissions from the atmosphere, and losing them to livestock-related deforestation means that greater amounts of greenhouse gases are polluting the air. Considering that human population is only projected to rise, it's essential that we implement measures that will not only bring the rising demand for livestock products down, but will also make farming practices more sustainable and environmentally conscious. On an individual level, it would be as simple as reducing the amount of meat and dairy in our diet. Even replacing half of our meals with plant-based alternatives would make a huge difference over time. There are ways to adapt farming practices so they can continue to operate, whilst also protecting natural resources and minimizing greenhouse gas emissions. For example, by growing plants on fields throughout the year rather than at intervals, living roots would be able to soak up nutrients from the soil before they become harmful pollutants. Through crop rotation and greater crop and animal diversity, soil fertility and integrity can be maintained whilst at the same time reducing the farming sector's dependence on chemical treatments. It's important to remember that there is still hope, and the effects of these greenhouse gas emissions on pollution levels can be reversed via sustainable land management, food production, and livestock practices. The sooner we introduce meaningful and permanent changes, the sooner we can secure the futures of ourselves and our planet. If you're looking for more fascinating insights and intriguing discussions, then please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for regular content.